Alright, question for you guys though.
Yeah.
How do you feel like your experience would have been different if you went alone to Waterloo? I'm assuming it would have been like total 180. Not in a negative way, but I feel like it would have been probably really different.
So for me personally,
what are your thoughts on that?
So for me personally, like, beginning of first year, yeah, I had like 3 really close high school friends, Sid. So it was dope like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I might just be lucky. But I also met other people in my program. And like my program has a lot of people who are just, I don't really want to like. But I met people in my program who are legitimately like, to this day, like long.
To this day.
Long lifetime friends, right?
Yeah.
And yes, although it would be a lot harder without having these guys,
yeah.
I still know with those two specifically.
Yeah.
You know who you are, Vion and Sark. Look.
Yeah. Shout out. I've never met you guys, but you sound dope.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like for me, even alone, I know I can figure something out.
Yeah.
That's why these co-op, even like if I was going to New York alone, like luckily I'm going with Sarthik to New York. But even if I was going alone, I know, just naturally based on my personality, I'm gonna take the time out to go meet people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can't just not meet people.
No, fair. I think for me, okay, so does this question mean like if I'd gone alone but I had the same life experiences?
So you went alone, same life experiences as like not you have now.
Yeah, but same like things would have happened in my life. Honestly I don't know. So I think for me, at least especially when I first moved, right? Like I was a very I think if I had gone alone, if I had to deal with the things I dealt with alone, I don't know if I would have made it, to be honest. Like my friends were such a big supporting factor in that. And not just supporting, like they forced me to level up. Like they helped me become someone better.
Yeah.
But you know, all the challenges I think I had my first year, I don't know if I could have I mean, I think I would have overcome them, but I think I would have. It would have just been a lot rougher. But I think overall, I didn't really get comfortable with being alone until like a year ago. It was about like a year and a half ago. The first co-op, this was the first co-op I did alone, and I like really liked it. But I don't think I would have come that full way. Yeah, Hybar. I don't think I would have come that full way unless I had the experience I had. So it's kind of a tough question, but for sure at Waterloo, where I was and the sort of person I was in first year, and I was still a pretty social person and stuff. I just think I would have had a very hard time coping.
Yeah, man. First year is definitely a hump that you have to get through. Yeah. And what do you think? Was it the first 2 years for you? First year? Because your guys' thing is like 4 months co-op.
Yeah.
4 months work.
Yeah, that's a hell of a system too. Yeah. I think first year is a hump for everyone.
Yeah.
And the reason isn't school. It's not the academics. It's that you have to learn how to university.
Yeah.
Right? And that's hard. Because even if you're super close to home, it's a completely different dynamic than you've ever messed with.
Yeah, man.
So I think first year is tough because of that. For me, it was the first 2 years though. First 2 years I really hated. Again, it wasn't until like the last year or so, year and a half, that I really came into my own element. But what about you? Like, what was it like for you? Because you went with Ishan too, right?
Yeah, I went. Shout out Ishan Agarwal. Ladies, hit him up. He's a stud. But
absolute stud.
Yeah, I mean, hit him up. But for me, honestly, second year was the hump. Because for me, first year was really similar to high school. Met a shit ton of new people, made a bunch of close friends, like was having an overall pretty good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And school was relatively, like, it wasn't super hard. I think one part of it was that at least like brown people and like the Indian community, they hype up engineering so hard and they make first year seem like such an impossible task that in a way it's good. When you get there, it's a little bit underwhelming. Yeah. I feel like. But for me, second year was a huge
I'm like not the same experience, but okay.
That experience was like
no.
But for me, second year, when I started like specializing into engineering, into ECE, bro, that was tough. Like first semester, bro, like there were like, cause I'm more of an extrovert. I love to hang out with people. I even hate studying alone. But there were like days where I didn't like see any of my friends for like 2 weeks straight, and like it would drive me insane, man. There were some like dark points, but like I feel like after that there was like you're kind of gone. Like
did you had trouble sleeping and stuff too back
dude
then.
I literally had like, what do you call that, insomnia for a bit, and I was like low-key worried. Funny story, like I got what do you call those, like melatonin pills?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I used those, right, during second year. I brought them back home. My mom thought it was like cocaine or something. I got in so much trouble the next morning. My mom wouldn't even look me in the eye. She was like, "Beta, what is this? Has UBC taught you drugs? Why didn't you go to Waterloo like the other kids?" I'm like, "Mom, it's just melatonin."
She knows Vancouver, bro. She knows Vancouver.
I'm like, yo, I know Vancouver is like smoke weed every day, but but no, it was crazy, dude. Because for me, like, a big thing is sleep. If I get good sleep, there was like a point in second year, and even some points in first year when it was super stressful, that like my day would literally be dictated by how much I slept. Like if I had a full 8 hours, bro, I'm smooth sailing. But if I don't get sleep, bro, that whole day is just fucked.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like, it got to the point where if I had like 5 hours of sleep and my friends told me, "Yo, let's go out tonight," I'd be like, "Nah, bro, I need my sleep, man."
Yeah.
Sleep
See,
is
well,
good.
I appreciate that, dude. Like, I didn't really understand the importance of sleep, again, until pretty recently. But like, I still have a tough time like being responsible with my sleep.
Yeah.
Like, if we're all together, it's like, "You guys want to go out?" And I should see. I'm like, "Nah, let's go." But it's such an important part of success. And the thing that's weird is like it's so undersold.
Yeah.
Like, we went to a hackathon, right? So we went to the hackathon in Berkeley with Debbie, and Guillaume. Shout outs again. But
You guys are sexy.
so when we went there, the thing that I thought was so crazy was at the hackathon, they were serving pretty much just caffeine and
Dude,
sugar
I know,
for food and water.
Yep.
And I was like, what the heck? Like, this is not something we should be endorsing, or what's the word?
Encouraging?
Encouraging, sure, encouraging, because it's really bad. Like, the person I am after a good night's sleep, versus, or even the level I can function at, physically, mentally, emotionally, is ridiculous. And I mean, there's the age-old thing that university students don't sleep and stuff, but like,
yo, get your sleep, boys and girls.
yeah, like, honestly, it's just like, you can, dude. You really should, and we should. We're really bad at it, I would say.
Yeah, no, I'm so bad at it.
I'm pretty bad at it. I feel best. I found that I actually feel the best when I wake up at 5:30 after 8 hours of sleep. So, however, whenever I need to sleep, I don't know why.
5:30 to 5:30.
Yeah, I feel on another level.
Yeah.
But it's just so hard to achieve that. And you know, maybe it's just a complaint. There are people who can do it. But like, if I go to bed at 9:30, I'm never gonna see you guys, right? If I wake up at 5:30, I can get all my stuff done, but I don't get to share the experiences with people I really want. So it's like, it's a trade-off. Maybe in this co-op term I'll try it. I don't know.
Bro, yeah, you might as well.
Yeah, it's. I think everyone has a hump in university though. Like, what was it for you? What did you have, like a thing? Like, you lost out on sleep. What was it for you?
Yeah. I mean, in first semester, I was all like, growing up, I was always like, oh, you know, you're always gonna get good marks. I was a 90s kid and everything. So when that died in first year, that was like when that's when I started to like pick up the pieces and be like, who really am I? Because I always been defined as a great thing, and yeah, I mean, I had a lot of humps. Like 1A, like first semester, second semester, first year were hard. Second year, first semester was insane. That's when I had like 8 courses.
Yeah. Your schedule, this dude's schedule is literally a block from 8:30 a.m. to like 4 to 5 p.m.
5, bro.
Like, literally a block.
Was
I'm not
that
talking like little slivers.
I remember.
Was that 2A?
Yeah, it was 2A. Shit. I remember on Reddit, I posted on like an engineering Reddit, and they're like, "How is this even legal? Like, this is." I cannot imagine.
It was the most.
Okay, but in reality, how many of those classes did you end up actually like? How many?
Like, yeah, no, you had to skip. You had to skip classes, but
because I bet people
all the tests and assignments and stuff are still there, right? And on top of that, we had the worst 2 professors I've ever had in Waterloo. One of them literally fails 40% of the class every time. The class average was like 50-60%.
Was that circuits?
Circuits 1 and circuits 1 and 2, and so Waterloo, the great minds at Waterloo. There's actually, in other universities, circuits 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And Waterloo decided, like, hey, let's take these 3 really hard courses and put it down to the 2 really even more hard courses, and then put a professor who definitely
and that was all in 1 semester.
Yeah.
Bro.
And put a professor who definitely doesn't care about his students teaching that class.
Yeah.
So every year, 40% of the class fails this guy's test and fails the class in general, and they don't do anything about it. And so anyway, that was a big hump for me, like second year, first semester, I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
But one thing I did really learn is and now I cannot get stressed. Meaning
Yeah.
I can get stressed out, but I can never get stressed
Oh,
out
you
to the
looked
point.
pretty stressed when I told you like the snacks were gone, like there was no more.
You know what? That is the ultimate amount of stress. But
Bro, you guys should have seen his face when I was like, dude, the snacks are gone. There's no more
Bro.
paneer. This guy,
Alex's face was actually like,
I'm pretty sure he was more concerned about that than like the circuit's exam he was probably talking about.
I don't know.
100%.
Bro, you're-
100%, man.
you were just like, you were like, what sort of Kinona joke is this?
I think, but going back to what I was saying,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
that really taught me was like after going to that term, there's nothing I've experienced anywhere near that level. So I know, like in the workplace or any time at all, I can handle.
So
any
was it like
stress.
similar to you? Like where first year was, okay, it's still hard, but 2A was like a peak.
No, first year was like very hard.
Okay.
But like first year was very hard.
It went from really hard to even harder.
Second, okay, I can literally count 11 people I know personally who failed. That second year, first semester. Like for a school that already has problems socially, having 11 people who failed in one semester
No,
is insane.
I've heard some like weird stuff about
What?
Waterloo where like their students like stop taking showers during
Oh, yeah,
exams
that's everywhere though.
and yeah, I don't know.
He's like,
I still,
no,
like,
it's
take
not, no.
showers, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, that's
I might not sleep, but yo, I need my showers. Come on.
No, like I take showers
We
too.
out here.
but-
Okay.
everyone now is trying to defend themselves. Like, bro, I take showers all the time, bro.
Well, the
Which is
kids-
also a lie. Yeah, you
Yeah.
do not take showers every day. Don't lie.
No, I do when it's not exams. Then maybe once every no, you know,
2-3 days. Yeah.
no, maybe like 2 times every 3 days.
Okay, it's fine if you're like not.
Like I
active.
take it most of the time.
It's fine
Sometimes
if
you
you're not
skip a
active.
day. Sometimes
If you're
you
just
skip a day.
studying all day,
Well,
that's
yo,
pretty chill.
When you have to study for 8 courses in the span of like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it's a messed up time because you
You
wake
know how
up.
bad that sounds, right? You
What's
have to
worse?
study for
Yo, what's
8
worse?
courses in the span of 3 to 4 weeks.
What's
you
worse?
actually had 4 months.
What's worse?
Yeah, but
Uh,
like
yeah.
but with all the assignments and everything. What?
What's worse, Hell Week or finals? Finals.
Hell week. I used to think of midterms. It's like you study a bunch, and like you do one every day, but at least after that it's like okay, it's chill, whatever.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
this is literally 4 weeks like 4 weeks of just constant studying. I used to wake up at
It's 4
8:30.
hell weeks.
I used to wake up at 8:30, go to a like lecture hall, whatever, and stay there with like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. and repeat every day. Like that gets messed. After like maybe the first week, it's like okay, this is still messed, but whatever.
It's a high
But fourth
stress,
week,
yeah.
fourth week it's messed
Like I was
up.
talking to my brother about this. How many semesters do you guys think you can do of not even
Consecutive
school?
school?
Let's take school work. Let's take the Waterloo
Yeah.
switch, right? But even school, just pure school. Like how many semesters of that back to back can you take before you reach a breaking point?
Like we still get the 2-week break in between.
Sure.
I'd
Like,
say
it's like
3.
every like
3.
what type of semester is it like though? Because every semester is different, right?
3 would be
Yeah,
my
but I
breaking point. I
3 you think?
Yeah.
I think I could do it for a while.
I feel like
But
okay,
depends
so
on
like,
2A, 3 terms in a row. Can
But
you
on
do
2 way I could.
No,
I
2A
can't
you
even do
can
one.
barely do one,
I can't
yeah.
even do one term for 2
Okay.
way. You think I can?
No,
do
I
so
mean,
what are
like-
you talking about?
so I'm like,
Just
let's just say like the universe, like
just
the,
like an average engineering term.
yeah,
it's
like an
obviously very hard.
an engineering term, and
Yeah.
then right after that, not like 4 months off, none of that, like to work, right? Which is don't get me wrong, that's what a lot of like that's what people do. They work in their summers and stuff. They work internships, but I'm saying like you need a break, dude.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years, like how many semesters? 6, 7 semesters. This semester was the first one where I saw myself start cracking.
I think this is the difference, right? The expectation now is okay. Get to the end of the 4 months, and you're gonna leave.
Yeah.
If that's not the expectation, if you know, okay, I'm gonna be doing this
Yeah.
for a year, you're gonna have a completely different mentality to it.
That's true. That's true.
And that cracking, I feel like, will be a little
I
different.
think, to be completely honest, this was the first semester. So, okay, so that 4 months I took off, I didn't really take that off, right? Like, I didn't take it off to vacation or
You were still
rest.
grinding, bro.
I was still working
Yeah.
full time at the lab, and I was doing the theater show at night, and I was
Yeah,
taking
yeah.
classes. Like, I was still doing stuff. It was like, so I still count that. So, what is it now? 3A. So, we did 1A, work term, 1B, work term, 2A, work term, 2B, work term,
3A,
So
work
we've
term.
done 9. Alright, so I guess that's what I'm gonna say. 9 was this final season was the first season I felt myself tearing at the seams. I mean emotionally. Like for the first time in my life, I almost got up in the middle of an exam and left.
But see, the thing with you though is that like, bro, you're going to the big leagues like in 3 weeks. You're going to Apple. It's like
Yeah,
Like-
I mean, Yes, there's that.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, to be 100% honest, if I didn't have that in my pocket during finals, I don't know if I'd like. If I didn't have something like that to at least rest on, that like, okay, like get through this and then you're moving up to the next stage of this game.
Do you guys ever feel like they were just like, oh, like all the other degrees are 4 years or like 5 years with co-op? Let's just like smash engineering into that. Do you ever think that to extend engineering by 1 more year, they would have done everything a favor? Or do you think that it's good because it's a filter? Because the people that come out of it are...
But the thing is, like, you can do that if you want.
No, you can.
You can. No, but he's saying like strategic. Okay, so here's the thing. And here's where I'll give Waterloo... I use the word credit loosely here, but I will. So, the truth of the matter is, we can be mad about and all that, but Waterloo is Waterloo for a reason. The same reason an MIT is an MIT or a Harvard's a Harvard. Because that stress is a vital part of it. And the truth of the matter is, if you want to play in the big leagues, dude, what I've learned is that that's part of the sacrifice. Yeah. Like, part of the sacrifice is from the time you're 18 to the time you leave our door, you don't get a minute to breathe.
Yeah.
And that's what it takes to contend at that level. And I think it's true.
Waterloo alumni are like the first, because I know a couple of people who've graduated from Waterloo, and they'll be the first people to be like, thank God university is over.
Yeah.
Almost any other person's going to be like, yo, like university was a hell of a time. I miss those days. Like I'm happy I'm here now, but Waterloo students are like, yo, I'm happy.
Like I'm happy to be out. Because they feel like their life is starting afterwards.
Yeah,
like all the work they put up.
Yeah.
Now I can have fun.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's a necessarily positive thing.
Yeah.
But it's also not necessarily a negative
thing.
Like it's the sacrifice, right?
But I also don't think you should have that mindset where, okay, after 4 years, then I'm gonna have fun.
100%.
If you're that type of person, you're always gonna be like, oh, when I get promoted, when I grind for these 4 years at Google or something, then I'll have fun. Yeah. Oh wait, but now I'm competing with all these directors. I gotta become a president. Now I'm gonna have fun.
There's never,
so you gotta enjoy the moment, man. Just
100%. Yeah. I think that's something we're so lucky at, that we had all our friend group there and even here, right? And I think all of us, what we're lucky of is like, we understand the beauty of the moment. Because the truth is, dude, what are you working for?
Yeah.
Like, really, you're working to have a good life. You're working to have a life that
you're for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah. Honestly.
Drake, now you know you're coming 2021.
Drake, 2021. But it's like, we're working. It's like what my mom says when I stop eating and I'm at Waterloo.
Stop eating?
Like when I'm not eating as much, I miss a meal or something. She's like, the whole point that you're working so hard is to make money. But why are you trying to make money? So that you can feed yourself. That's the first thing. And you're just skipping food. Like, that's stupid. You're missing out the main thing you're doing. And it's like, I think that's a good microcosm for the larger idea, which is just, university is so much more than the education you receive.
It's 100%.
I think what's more important than that is the life you live and the lessons you learn, and most importantly, it's who you become.
Yeah.
Right? It's the character. And I think you have to be cognizant and aware and conscious and particular about becoming someone you want to become in university, because if you don't, you really kind of wasted it.
University, that's why we were also saying earlier you should go out for university, because it's kind of where you like find yourself. Like, you realize what type of person you are, how you interact with other people, what you actually really care about in life, and like, it's really cliche, but your life purpose, right? Like, what are you doing all of this for, man?
And if you don't find your life purpose, you at least figure out what's not your life purpose.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's not, hey man, that's
man.
That's not the worst place to be. But, and we're not saying this as though like we have the holy grail or we know it or stuff, but it's our life experience, right? Like,
and like in terms of education, like, I'll be honest, bro, I'm in university to get that name on my resume. Otherwise, like, like the stuff I study apart from university, I can easily say is 1,000 times more important than what I'm learning inside. Yeah. Apart from like a couple of courses here and there.
Yeah.
Like, everything that I'm doing outside to learn to get ready for the industry is like 1,000 more times more important than like learning about the first guy who invented like the circuit or whatever.
But like engineering isn't actually meant to learn. Like, yes,
it's
more of a concept,
you how to think. Yeah.
But it's just how you think. Like, that's honestly,
no, for sure.
That's why an engineer in a different field can get up to speed in like, if you're a mechanical engineer, you can get up to speed in software engineering like
very
pretty quick time, because like same thing, it goes both ways, because Because it's just how you know, like this is how you approach
Yeah,
problems.
no, it
The
teaches
objective,
you how to.
yeah. That's
way
what
of
it is.
thinking.
All it is-
Engineering is 100% of teaching you how to think.
Yeah.
Specializations, the only difference specializations is the tools you use to solve a problem.
It's kind of like you can compare it to
Which
let's say a
problems
guy
you solve.
trains
And which problems you solve?
a guy trains for like football his whole life. He won't have that much of a problem picking up rugby.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's trained. He's in shape. He'll be fine.
And
doing rugby.
that's actually a great analogy. Like it's a great analogy because it's what you're trying to do with your mind. You're trying to put your mind at this really
trying to
high
make
level.
mind gains.
Yeah, mind gains. Honestly,
Yeah.
the problem is you don't want to lose actual physical gains while doing that. You don't want to
yeah.
fuck up your health and your mental well-being and stuff. 'Cause
Shout out to my guy Ziz, R.I.P.
yeah, word. Moment of silence.
Shout out Joe Delaney.
Hey!
Shred Bundy.
Shred Bundy.
Shred
The
Bundy.
tricep is a
Yo,
sovereign
2022,
state.
Shred Bundy.
Yeah.
We'll
Yo,
do a
I'll
workout
reach
together.
out. You don't know who these people are. Okay.
Bro.
Amateur guy.
Shout out Salman Khan.
Yo,
I don't-
what's
20,
his signature
24.
dance move? Like the hip thrust?
Yo, he has a lot of signature dance moves now.
Who's Salman Khan?
Salman
Yeah,
Khan.
man.
Isn't it like the...
No, you know what his most signature thing is though?
What?
Bad movies.
That's very true.
That's true. Unfortunately.
I feel okay. Hot take. I feel like Salman Khan is like the Rock of Bollywood. Cause like, okay, no
100%.
offense to the Rock, like you suck at
What?
it.
Dude, you love The Rock.
I do. Okay. No. Let me clear this up once and for all.
Okay, I'm gonna take a guess that you love the Rock for his work ethic, for how he diversifies his career,
Exactly.
how he transforms it. But yo, straight
respect-
acting, bro.
No,
like,
he's not a good actor. But
Yo.
he doesn't even pretend to be. Like, I love The Rock as a businessman.
No, yeah, I respect that.
I respect
That
him
guy's a hell
and
of a
love him as a businessman. The same way I respect and love Kevin Hart as a businessman. I don't respect Kevin Hart necessarily, and respect's a strong word, but I don't look to him for acting advice.
I mean, his stand-up's pretty funny.
But
No,
exactly, he's a
funny.
master
No.
of his craft,
Yeah.
which is business and comedy, and he's a master at that. The Rock is a businessman. You know what he is? He's an entertainer.
Yeah.
And he's a master
He's a mogul.
of that.
He's
He's
a
a
mogul.
master of that craft.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna look to someone for acting, I'm gonna look at like a Mahershala Ali, or someone like a Lupita Nyong'o, or someone like that who.
I'll pretend to know who those people are.
Really? You don't know who they are?
The only reason you
kinda
guys know who it
uncultured.
is because I don't stop talking about them.
No, I know more.
I know who Lil Uzi Vert is.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
But like a Drake, like, do you respect? Okay, this is a contentious one, but like, I think Drake is his own genre of music, and what Drake is better than anyone else at is the business of
Like
music.
selling himself.
He is a businessman like no one else, and he's a hit maker. But I'm not gonna sit here and say Drake's the best rap artist,
Nah, hell no.
right? Like,
Well, if you go
yeah.
pure talent, no.
like if you go flow, lyricism, all that. I'm not saying he's bad,
Yeah.
but he's definitely not.
Dude.
Like, you can't compare
But-
Drake and a J. Cole.
But
No,
Drake's
no.
ability to take over things is unparalleled. Like
Exactly.
Drake's partnership with the Toronto Raptors. Even Drake features in a song.
The thing
That
is,
song's no longer whoever's
That's
song
what I'm
it-
saying. He's a
it's
businessman.
Drake's song.
He's
yeah.
a businessman, right? The business of music. I would say almost nobody has understood it like him. The only person I would say who's understood it like, if not better than him, was Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
But Jay-Z transcended music. He's a actual businessman, right?
I think.
No, but I think Drake has such an influence over just the pop culture of our generation.
Exactly.
Drake can do anything, and people are gonna go crazy over it.
I
Like one
think-
more guy like this
but
is
dude-
like Kanye. Like
but
this
dude-
guy like took over fashion. Like
Going
crazy.
back to what he said, Jay-Z, like a lot of people don't realize what
Yeah.
dude, Rock Nation, literally like bunch of sports players, like
Yeah.
a bunch of basketball players, football players.
Yeah.
They're all signed to Rock Nation.
Rock
As
Nation
their
is
age-
Rock Nation is one of
huge.
the is one. All right. Where were we? Yeah. You were saying.
Oh yeah, so I was saying like 15 years ago, you can go to like a random lady in her like late 40s, like a grandma even, and be like they probably wouldn't be listening to Jay-Z.
Sure.
Nowadays, like Drake, I think it's also because of how
He's
big
pop
social
star
media.
too, but he's
That's
also a
not-
pop star.
That's what I
I
would
think
give
yeah,
it to.
actually,
I
that's
would
the
say
big
it's
point.
not a matter of skill or talent that's related to as much as the medium
Yeah.
of technology, how technology
you're
shifted,
right.
right? Like you can tweet at Donald Trump and he might respond, or you can DM Will Smith.
Don't
and he
do
might
that, by the way.
actually
Yeah.
respond, right? Like, and that is never
The
before
connectivity
existed.
is another thing.
The connectivity is ridiculous.
10 minutes, 10-15 minutes.
You can talk there also.
We're recording it.
हाँ?
हम अभी बस वो वीडियो खत्म करके आ रहे हैं अंकल 5 मिनट. Yeah. This is how it goes. I'm not even gonna edit this out. This is raw. This is the real life of the BBP boys. But like it's the connectivity of it, right? So And that's something what Will Smith said. Why do you think the Smith family all of a sudden popped up and took over social media? Because Will Smith said, he's like, back when I used to be a star back in the day, the thing that made you a star was the mysticism, the mystery.
Yeah.
Like people not knowing that much about you.
Yeah.
But now, it's feeling like I'm connected to you. And that's what The Rock did better than anyone else. The Rock shows up at his premieres, at his first screenings of movies, just to surprise fans. And like, as someone who's interested in entertainment and who might one day want to be an entertainer, that's like a huge lesson.
Yeah.
But I think, so, history lesson, one of the reasons The Weeknd popped up so big in Toronto is because everybody's so used to that connectivity.
Shout out
and stuff.
EXO.
Shout out EXO.
2024.
Because everybody's so used to that connectivity. In 2011, The Weeknd just released his debut album.
Yeah.
And it was like a proper studio out. Like, it sounded amazing.
Yeah.
But nobody knew anything about this guy. And in a day and era where everybody knew everything about anyone,
Yeah.
his marketing was focused towards nobody knowing, like, it was just funny to say his marketing
Oh no,
was
I feel you, because
but,
like Weeknd, he tries to put, I think, and one of the, it's really cool, like what he does. He makes himself like so mystical and
No,
shit.
no,
Like, you
but
know what I mean?
now he's a lot more open, but back in the day, for his
Even
first,
still though.
even
like, I feel like
still
it's a
to a
part of his
degree,
bag.
but that's his part
but
of
you're
it.
saying back in
But
the
like
day.
back in the day, the first 3 albums, nobody knew. That's why his first concert that he had in Toronto was sold out.
Yeah.
Completely sold out. This guy
Yeah.
who puts his album out, like his first concert usually like maybe 50 people show up.
Yeah.
His is completely sold out
Okay,
because everyone wants to know the man behind
But
it.
I think there's a couple elements to that. One is content is king.
Yeah, I don't know,
The
100%.
Weeknd is such a bafflingly good artist
Yeah.
that when his music went out, whether he publicized it or not, dude, people were gonna recognize that stuff. That guy's a
I mean,
phenom.
Drake literally like
Yeah,
hit him up.
he's a
Oh,
phenom.
100%.
But so there's that. The other thing though is I think you have a point where sometimes the counterculture move
Exactly.
can really blow. Like with Tesla. Tesla's advertising scheme is we're not gonna advertise.
I mean, yeah, the whole like a huge wave in our society is like you don't want to be mainstream anymore.
Exactly.
It's
yeah,
cool
yeah.
not to be.
Yeah.
It's mainstream not to be.
because-
But I
People-
think the only reason people like The Weeknd or a Tesla can pull that off is because their content is king.
100%.
They are
No, yeah.
so miles ahead of what other people are doing, or just so phenomenally good at it
Yeah.
that it's like you can't try and be counterculture. Like what's his name? Tekashi 6ix9ine was never gonna be counterculture.
Yeah.
In fact, he's only cultural
No, it's kinda
because
like,
he is.
It's like Lil Pump. In the last 6 months, when was the last time you heard of Lil Pump? I don't know about you, but
But
I haven't heard about.
you
it.
know what? Even now, right? Sometimes like surprise album drops and stuff are the albums that perform the best.
Yeah.
Because nobody's expecting, there's no marketing or anything.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
just drop, and then people go in without
But see,
expecting
I think
anything.
that the balance of those elements
Is
is
content.
what makes someone like a Drake or a Jay-Z or The Rock who they are. Because for somehow they just have an intuition and a knack to
When
understand
Drake
how that
dropped,
works.
if you're reading this, it's too late. It was a surprise
Oh my
album
God.
drop.
Was that really?
It was a surprise
Dude,
album
I
drop.
was pulling up to my like grade 9 social class, like bopping that shit, and my
Yeah.
I was,
It was
like,
a
yo,
surprise. Nobody was expecting it.
And that was
he
his
dropped
his
it.
Grammy Award winning.
No,
Was
Take
it?
Care was, but like
Still,
still,
which one are you saying?
I'm talking if,
if
you're reading
this,
this
it's
too
too
late.
late. The
Oh,
that was
word.
Future, right? No, that was
No,
not,
Star
that was the one after.
67, Six God,
Yeah. If you're reading this, it's too
Legend. Dude, but like that's one of his most popular
Yeah,
and
yeah.
best-selling albums.
that's true.
Because it was a surprise album, right?
Exactly. I think Beyonce did that too for one of her albums.
No, that was wasn't that for the album?
Was that for Lemonade?
Yeah,
Maybe it
it
was
was for
Lemonade.
Lemonade.
I think so because
No,
that's the
but that
whole
was-
cheating thing.
Yeah,
It was
'cause
for
it
Lemonade
cheating,
because
yeah.
people were like, "Oh my god, the
Yeah.
whole cheating thing was ruined."
But I mean, that's what makes these people. And yeah, we're talking about these greats, and we have to talk about Beyonce in there too, like these marketing masters.
Yeah.
And that's what makes these. Now, Beyonce is an interesting case because Beyonce is also ridiculously talented at it. I mean, they're all ridiculously talented.
Well,
at
you
their
have to
craft.
be,
You have
yeah.
to be. But it's like that extra, right? That
Yeah.
next stage. It's an interesting game, bro.
even like okay, now we're going to little Indian talk, but even if you look at Salman Khan, okay,
Yeah.
I don't like Salman Khan's movies, but this when you see a Salman Khan movie, the reason it's so famous and everything is because people go into a Salman Khan movie wanting a Salman Khan movie.
That's
they
what-
know
that's
it's bad.
star
They know
power.
They
it's
know
bad.
it, but, no, but like to us it's bad.
Yeah, to
For
us
them,
it's
that's
shit.
what they're expecting.
That's
they're
the star power.
expecting.
That's star power, though, bro. Like when you go to a rock movie, you're not going to watch like critical acting. You're going to see the rock.
Like, okay,
you're
if-
going to be
If,
entertained.
for the next 5 years, if Drake just dropped like utter shit, he would still be, I think, at the top.
Yeah.
Because like, if
The
you look
pro-
at his
here's-
last 2 albums, they weren't great. They were like a little bit underwhelming. I'd say like not even top 5
Scorpion is
albums.
Scorpion is pretty good, bro. Scorpion.
Okay,
is
but
pretty good.
but,
Yeah, yeah,
yo, yo, if Scorpion wasn't by Drake and it was the exact same music, would it be as like?
No, of course.
Yeah.
Drake adds such a big flavor.
So, but here's the thing. I think shoot, I forget what I was gonna say.
God damn it.
You know what's interesting? Okay,
Yeah.
like same thing for me, right?
Yeah.
Like me and Sid were talking about something way here.
Oh yeah.
Kanye, he's great.
Kanye.
Kanye, like his production's insane.
Kanye.
Like
That
his
sounds like my mom calling me for food.
Kanye. But yo, his production's insane. His samples are great. But like when I don't vibe with the Kanye vibe when I hear one of the songs. Like people do. Like they're like, oh my god, it's Kanye. But when you listen to a Kanye song, it is so distinctly
No, the production
a
is on another
Kanye
level.
song.
Yeah.
Like
You
the
can't-
production, the lyrics.
Well, I've
everything.
really got into Kanye in the past couple months.
Yeah.
Life of Pablo specifically, and the reason was because I was trying to find songs that sounded like it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing.
Ah.
No one makes music sounds like it. One quick return. The thing that I was thinking about earlier is the problem with Drake, or the blessing, is that Drake is a hit maker. Even when he's trying to make like a classic album, one that'll be like a hip hop cornerstone, Drake by mistake makes
a hit.
absolute hits. Like
Yeah, bro.
he was trying to make the Michael Jackson song a hit. That's what he wanted it to be a hit.
Dude.
But that song didn't bite. Instead, God's Plan blew up.
Yeah.
Right? Like he makes hits by mistake.
No.
But I think he's still trying to make like that album. He wants it now because now he has the fame, everything. He's trying to still make the cornerstone
'Cause
album.
I think
It's
Take
really
The
Care-
blueprint album.
No, because it's really funny because Drake is like almost like an icon in pretty much everyone's eyes except for the hip hop community. Which
except
is
for the
what
hip hop heads.
I
Which
think-
is what he started out as trying to be.
And that's what he still wants. He's
Yeah.
still looking for the validation. So Scorpion
Yeah.
and all these things are his attempts, I think, at trying to get that album that like the hip
I
hop
mean,
heads
it,
will be like,
it didn't
yeah.
help that Pusha T like absolutely.
Murdered.
I
killed
think,
him.
but my argument is, I think Take Care is the closest one he has that. But Take Care
To what? A hip hop album?
No, not the hip, but like to his cornerstone album because Take Care.
But,
it
but
was
we're talking
in
about
like-
a hip hop.
If we're talking about hip hop, yeah.
I don't know if he's come close, dude.
Hip hop, it's probably if you're reading, it's too late. That's a close.
No,
one.
I would say-
I feel like nothing's the same.
Nothing was the same.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
nothing was the same,
pure
that's
hip-hop.
true.
Nothing was
Yeah.
the same. Was the closest.
And it was pretty fire.
that was
fire.
fire. I remember that came
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
No, but I think Drake evolved. Like he evolved into his like next evolution of Pokemon or whatever.
Yeah. Word.
When he
But
like roasted Meek Mill, it was
Oh, yeah.
it was done.
Back to back.
Yeah.
Drake is, and the thing with Drake is now that he's a cultural icon. He has a genre to himself.
Yeah.
He doesn't need this, but I think he still wants it. He still wants that album that is gonna make hip hop heads,
Yeah.
the people who respect Kendrick and J.
No,
Cole.
in an odd way, he's really similar to Kevin Durant. Like these guys have completed all the feats,
yeah,
but
they
they
still,
don't
but
get
they
the
still,
respect
they're still
from
looking
the
to that
people.
validation.
Yeah.
Yo, KD, 2026.
2026. Yo, we
Yo,
got.
you better win a ring.
Yo,
by yourself.
We got the lineup for this podcast coming up. Unfortunately, we're probably gonna have to cut this right now, so we can do. Maybe we'll come back to this, and I mean this was fun. I hope you guys have fun. I'm gonna have
that
a
was
great
good,
time
man.
doing this
Yeah.
one. Maybe we'll come back
It's
and
a
finish this up, and I
philosophical-
edit this out. But for now, we're gonna cut, and
Selena Gomez, hit me up.
that's a 2027.
Yeah.
Till then, we hope you enjoyed this episode of BBP.
Yo,
I'm
RJ
sorry.
Barrett to the Raptors 2028. Let's go.
I'm sorry this was an abrupt end to the episode, but bro, Indian food awaits. So
Dosa.
done.